Bronny James, okay, found out he's got 5.7 million followers on Instagram. If you care, great. If you don't, that's also fine. But it is a significant amount of people. Let's be honest. It's a lot of people following a 16-year-old kid who they're saying is the most influential high school basketball player ever right now. Thoughts?
It's insane. And remember, it's only in like 18 months. I think he started his Instagram like last June or April or something. It's tough. I want to say LaMelo or Zion or guys that have done it before, guys that got into the league. I mean, the person who said this, there was a source that said that he's the most influential ever. They're putting him above his dad, Michael LeBron, who, I mean, was the biggest high school player ever. And I'm curious how many followers LeBron would have had in high school. But I mean, Bronny is just starting his sophomore year. He's 16, and he's got influence. And the question that people want to know now, like, obviously they got to see like what happens with his career. It looks like he's going to be a really good basketball player. It looks like he could be a pro gamer. He already is, basically. And like all the different things that he has at his disposal to do, what does he end up doing? But I'm still going to give the edge to LaMelo. And I know that's
Really?
Shocker of the week. Starting the social media debate. Who do you got? I'll explain why I pick LaMelo, but who do you got?
Here's what I got. Look, I don't know what, I ate this morning or what's going on, but I'm super on this whole I don't care about the followers. I don't care about this or that. Your subscriptions don't matter to me. Okay. I would love, and this doesn't mean that Bronny isn't this person, but I want to see the shift back to who's just the best basketball player in high school basketball. Forget his influence. Forget if he, reps FaZe Clan. Let's just go back to who's the best hooper out there. Because when LeBron, Pops was in high school, it wasn't about everything else. And I understand that there's a balance to be had and all this stuff. But hey, Bronny, happy that you got your 5.7. You're going to do a lot with it. But all I really care about at the end of the day is when you suit up for Sierra Canyon and go against Imani Bates this year, or whoever you got to go against, you try to tear his head off and he tries to tear your head off. That is what matters. Who is the best basketball player in high school basketball right now? That's my question, Tom. Let's pinball off this a little bit. Forget IG. Who is the best high school basketball player in your mind right now? It's a tough question.
It's a really tough question, and I'm gonna say seniors down, right? So we don't get the Jalen Greens, we don't get the Josh Christophers. Those guys are starting G League in college right now. So we're talking about
in high school right now.
We're talking Chet Holmgren, Imani Bates. I'm gonna throw Mikey in there. The kid ranked ahead of Mikey is DJ Wagner. Elijah Fisher is a kid in Canada. I'm sure I'm forgetting kids in that class above. Dior Johnson's a kid a lot of people know and love. I think he's third in his class. If I had to say right now, Imani by a mile as far as just best player. The hard thing is, and we're going to see it this year, is we haven't gotten a chance to really see him go against a lot of older kids yet because he didn't get an AU season this year. The previous year he played 15 or 16 U, so it was like the same age group as Bronny. And he played at, a more, I don't know if it was a public school, but they played only in Michigan last year, from what I remember. And this year they're going to fly to Texas. They're going to go all over the place. So Imani is like the highest ranked player since maybe like AD and LeBron. But it probably goes Imani, and I'm not sure who's a close second. Do you have any thoughts on it?
Yeah, see, I'm 100% going with Imani Bates. Imani Bates is the best high school basketball player that I've at least seen in my time here on earth. And I know that's not a significant amount of time, but Imani Bates, in terms of resembling Kevin Durant and guys like that at his height with his skill set. Now, this isn't to be, confused with the fact that Sky Clark, Dior Johnson, some of these guys aren't like extremely skilled, maybe more skilled than Imani when it comes down to it. But with how much skill Imani does have and the fact that he's 9, 10, 11?
I think he's they list him like 6'8", but it looks like he's still going.
Yeah, he does. And the difference is he's not – I've seen a lot of guys at 6'8", 6'9" in high school, super talented, but they play the game, kind of relaxed and just chill. And honestly, some games they just fall into the weeds. Emoni Bates, at least from what I've seen, and I'm going to follow him closer this year, he plays with such a dog mentality. He does go out there and try to rip people's heads off. So I'm excited to see that side, because as a basketball purist, that's what you want to see. I don't care, how many people want to take pictures after the game. I want to see who goes out there and wants to win. At the end of the day, I think Imani Bates is the hardest basketball player in high school right now. I'm excited to watch him. He should never touch a college court, ever.
Damn, he's already committed to Michigan State. So there's two things that
don't touch it.
That add on to what you said. And I think it's probably why you like him so much. I think it's why basketball people like him so much. The first thing is just a quick thing. I think last night it happened. ESPN, or this weekend, ESPN had a bunch of high school games, and they had on a graphic top 5 scorers in high school basketball. It was just scorers. And it had Chet on there. It had Jabari Smith, who's a kid down south. They had a bunch of other kids on there, but they didn't have Imani on it. And he put it on his story, and I'm going to get into Imani's Instagram in a second, but he put it on his story like, all right, bet, or like something like that. We have the screenshot. It was basically like, all right, I heard you. And to be honest, I looked at it and I was like, oh, they only named seniors, I think. And like Imani's a junior right now. Yep. But he just like transformed it into like, oh, they're calling me out. Like, even if he doesn't care what class it is, like I should be on this list. And so I agree with you on the mentality thing. It's different than a lot of high school kids I've seen. And with that, it goes back to the original point. He doesn't care about social media at all, it seems. Like he's not someone that's, I think he has one Instagram post up right now. He's one of those people that like posts and deletes. And I don't know if you have any friends who do that, but I'm very curious why athletes are obsessed with posting things and then deleting them and like cleaning their stuff up.
No, but the thing that I have with that is to each his own. I use mine as kind of like a hybrid. I try to, do a lot of basketball stuff. Most of my pages, all that. But, with the podcast or, anything else I'm doing off the court, I feel like that's cool to throw in there too. And I'm active on social media, maybe not, hyperactive like you, Tom, but from the time I do have, I'm on there.
Yeah.
Guys, so, I do love are like the Colin Sextons of the world. Like there's something to be said about those guys too, who, coming up through high school and stuff. I remember that was the storyline. He didn't have, he didn't even have a smartphone. He didn't care. I love that. He didn't have an Instagram. He didn't worry about that. His brother ran some of his stuff or whatever.
Yeah, he killed us. We used to want to work with him and be like, all right, DM his brother. I was like, that's not really what I'm trying to do here.
Right, exactly. But I love that. I love that part of, Imani. I love that part of Colin. It's something I definitely respect, even though it's not something I emulate necessarily, because like I said, to each his own. But it's a big thing with him. You can tell he's got it in his eyes. He's gonna open some eyes too this year.
Yeah, I'm in my iced tea. Yup, in my iced tea. Yeah, I'm in my iced tea. Yup, in my iced tea. Click the link in the bio. Yo, go, cup that iced tea. And check out the videos right here and subscribe. Come on, dog.